much more. Welcome back. Still watching On the Table. My name is Chumweka, or simply Chumweka, just in case you've tuned in, and I'm hanging out with King Booga and Macky too. One thing I've noticed about you, when people ask me about my interactions with you, all I have is nice things to say. And what is amazing, even more amazing, is what other people say about you as well, especially upcoming artists. You know, they'll tell you very, very amazing stories about how you're humble, how you maybe picking up firewood to start a fire and all that stuff, and you're going to work with them. You never hear of, no, Macky did this to me. What is your interaction with upcoming artists, was this inspired by your own struggle? Is this what makes you always want to help them?
Not really. I think yes and no. Of course, like I had a lot of help when I was coming up, but I think the number one thing is obviously for someone to start helping you, they've seen something in you.
Yeah.
So you have to prove that you're worth like someone's time. Almost all these artists that I'm putting on or helping out or sharing their work on my pages are people who really deserve it, are people who are doing amazing things. I don't think you can point at one artist who have done that too and they're whack or they have nothing to offer. Two, sometimes you look at what it would have meant for you if someone did it. Like when you're coming up and you do it, not because someone did it, but because you understand what it would have meant to you if you were in that position. And I really do. My first, maybe even 10 songs, I couldn't afford studio time and I never paid for it. People did me favors because they knew like, oh, there's something here. And shout out to all those people who did that for me. Musa Mwinga, Frank Sims, Bayoka, and so many other people.
Yeah. On this particular issue, how does it work? Do you usually charge artists for a feature, or for you it's more dependent on if you're buying into their vision? How does it usually work for you, for someone to have a feature?
If the song is amazing, I'm not charging you anything. I'm recording for free. I record almost every single day. I record some feature for somebody. If you are paying, it's either I've never heard of you or your song is whack. No, this is the honest truth. The honest truth is for someone to send me the song and for me to get it off my phone and put it on the computer and record, like really write, because you don't want to just record anything. Really write, and then get that project, put it on your phone and send it back. That's commitment. That's a whole hour.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, why am I going? There's something that has to drive me to do it. So even when I charge them, I'm not charging them an arm and a leg. I'm just charging something for my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dear upcoming artists, if you get charged from Macky, just know your song is whack. But maybe you can do something.
I've never heard of you. I've never heard of you.
But one thing we're definitely hearing about right now, slowly dying out, but I want to get your take. Your young brother has also been getting some slack lately for performing at the PF events in Dola. What do you make of it?
I hate to really speak about other artists' decisions, especially those that I feel like this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And my young brother is one of those people who know what they're doing. Almost every artist that we've signed under Alpha Entertainment, they really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
For us, hard work beats talent, you know, that sort of thing. So we look at your work ethics, your vision, your goals, and we look at that even more than your talent. Because I know so many people who are not talented who are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And so many people who are talented and they're sitting on their talents. You know what I mean? So for someone like Shefi doing that, and there are two things that come into play whenever people talk about politics and whether an artist should be involved in this or not. One is the business side. Like this guy is literally being hired to go and perform and is being paid for it. It's business. You know, it's like if you have a shop and then someone from a certain political party comes to buy, even if you don't believe in their business. But there's also the ethics part, or your conviction and what you believe in, and you understanding that me standing there is not just me doing my job, and there are so many people I'm going to influence just by standing on that podium. And it doesn't matter whether I've been paid or not, whether I'm endorsing this, just me standing there has this ripple effect. But like he indicated, and I'm only saying that because, like I said again, I don't want to speak for an artist wife who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is he said he's performed in that constituency like a million times, and because it's like a rural area, he's felt like I'm robbing these people. Like these people are paying to come and watch me, you know, that sort of thing. I'm robbing them. And for once, he felt like, oh, since the MP of this area is giving this to the community, this is more like charity, and I have an opportunity here to actually give back this time. That's how come he went to perform. But all in all, artists should understand that they have a voice, and they should decide how to use that voice. There are people who say, okay, me as an artist, I'm not even going to involve myself in politics. But these politicians make decisions that affect your people.
True.
The price of tomato on the street, the crime rates,
so you still have to be involved.
The combos, all these things are determined by the decisions that politicians are making. And you have a voice. How are you not involved? How are you not using your voice to say something? But what are you saying, or which side are you endorsing? That's where the issue comes in.
So did you have any personal conversation with him? Did you give him a call? Did he call you? Like, how do I go about this? Did you have any conversation, or you also just heard about it through his live video?
No, of course we talk about these things all the time. This is not even the first time. Like, I'm one of those people who've performed at rallies.
I was about to come to that, actually.
Yeah. And as long as it sits well with your heart, as long as you feel like, okay, no, I'm not selling my people for this or for a quick paycheck, I think it's okay to go on. I sit down with people like Pilato, and we're able to have like a very civilized conversation about this. And that's my prayer. My prayer is that Zambian people, UPND, PF, MMD, whatever political party you belong to, can sit down and have like a decent conversation about, oh, me what I believe in is this, me what I believe in. Not because it's supporting something that you don't believe in, you automatically go in beast mode and condemn the person. You should allow people to express. You're in a freedom of speech to run up every day. Why are you not holding the person the same?
Whether there's freedom after speech is another conversation, but you've associated yourselves with the ruling PF through the performances and whatnot, and we've seen these things a number of times. But I mean, like you've mentioned, there's an aspect of influence. The fact that you're there, people automatically thinking you're going to endorse these people. That's what you're doing, especially if they don't see you performing on the other side. All they see you do is perform on one particular
on the other side.
Maybe for charity or something.
Let me just make this clear right now. Whatever political party, if your ideas make sense to me, if you sell the idea so much that I feel like, hey, there's something here, and you pay me, I'll come and perform. And I don't care what political party it is. If I believe like your agendas are going to make things better in this country, or they're going to help my people, I'll come and perform. As long as you meet the requirements, that's it.
So meaning you do agree or feel the ruling party's agenda, or you agree with the ruling party's agenda?
No, what I'm saying here is that these two things should tally. It should be business. They should pay you for the work that you're doing there. And two, even when you're doing it, you should believe in what they are saying. And you should believe like, oh, these people, what they're saying can actually take us forward.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking. So you believe in what they're saying since you've performed at the events?
No, in the past years, I believed. Right now, I don't. We have to have that conversation again. Let's have that in 2021. So, if you see me performing on a PF platform in 2021, It's because I believe, oh, A, B, C, D, if Ireland, if Tuntum, you know, that sort of thing. If you pay me performing at a UPN, I believe, I think let's go with this one.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the two should tally. They should meet your needs business-wise, and it should sit well with your heart. Even when you perform there and they pay you, you should feel like, I'm not just getting paid. What they are saying makes sense, and it will do so much for my people.
All right. Let's move away from politics. Let's talk about music and maybe the politics in music. As CEO of Alpha Entertainment, there's obviously a roster of artists under the label. Just recently, you've been pushing your young sister, as you announced. You did the song Delay with Chef 187. And it seems she's been doing music for a while. But why did it take now for you guys to eventually decide to push her? Was it her decision?
It's always the artist's decision. I believe there's a time for everything, and music is made with passion, with a lot of emotion, and you should feel like it's the right time. Believe me, the new song, I Declare, it's a song that we started making in 2016. That beat was made in 2016.
Oh.
And we only dropped it now because it felt like right now people need to be encouraged, and this is the right song. It's literally talking about how people should have a plan for this year, or should have New Year's resolutions, or should feel like we need to better ourselves this year. So last year, the song that we came out with was Wombath. You know, also similar message. Just work, man. Work. Stop complaining. Even as you talk about all these things that are happening in the country, work. The other year, 2018, we had Umutimand. It's a gospel song. I always liked to start with like a gospel song. That's 2018. In 2017, we had Favor. You know, so every year would start like that.
Yeah. All right. So for this year, started off, well, last year to this year with Delay, which, by the way, the video is delayed. What's happening? What's the story on that?
So Toela is one of the artists who was picked by Empower. Yeah. So even the video is under Empower. They're supposed to help distribute and publish it. So they have like a schedule and timelines. So the video is done and everything is shot, nicely done, but we're waiting for a go-ahead from them.
And speaking of Toela, there's a video that you shared, I think Started Snake of Moses by Umsepela Chile, where you brought out a sentiment that a lot of people have, that the way you've pushed your young sister Toela is not the same way you push other artists. And one artist that came up a lot was J Max. Would you agree that you guys have not done your full best in pushing J Max?
No. In fact, Toela is not even an artist under Alpha Entertainments. There are very few things that we've done for Toela, you know, compared to what we've done for J Max. At the end of the day, it comes down to the artists themselves, like I said. No matter how willing the label is to push you, if you are slacking, you are slacking. But I think J Max has done so much for himself than we give him credit for. But he hasn't done all those projects with the company. So what would happen is there are artists who come to us and say, okay, we've got this project and I want to feature this guy, okay, facilitate. And we make that happen. Okay, I want to do a video and help me with this, and we do it. And the artists who feel like, oh, so they're doing A, B, C, D, and then it's me. I can't wait that long. Let me do this. So if you've seen like the last 3-4 projects that J Max has put out, he's put out with Y Celeb and so many other artists. All those are like individual projects where, as opposed to the projects that he's done under the studio, he feels like, okay, maybe this is not the right time to drop this song, or this is not the right time to drop this song. But there's so much that we have done that is still underground, that is still waiting to be put out at the right time.
All right. Speaking of music being put out, what more music can we expect this year? I know you're always, like you mentioned, you're always in the studio every day. Are you already thinking of the next single? Maybe, who knows, maybe I've been shooting a music video right now.
Definitely, we're shooting a video this week. Yeah, but like I said, it's going to be a surprise. Like even I declare the first artwork that we put out, we didn't even put names on it, and people only knew like a day before that it's going to have Bobby and Chester on it, and that's the same thing we're doing for the next single. But obviously we have to give it a bit of space. So maybe 1 month or 2 months drop, but we already have something big. Last year was more of me trying to diversify and see what other areas we can invest in and all sorts of things. You don't put your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So it's better you diversify and try out so many other things. That's what I was doing last year. But this year, I'm back to creating content for myself and for the brand.
Slapdee teased that I think on his upcoming EP, there's a song that you guys have done. Is this true that you guys have recorded in a song?
Really?
Yeah. Because he did. Yeah, I did hint to people that something with Booga.
We've recorded so much stuff and it just never comes out.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah.
So maybe this could be one of them.
So yeah, maybe. There's stuff on my end and there's stuff on his end. So if he puts out any of those songs that we've done, then great. It has always felt like it needs to be the right time. Yeah. Me and him agree like, okay, we just don't want to put out a song just for the sake of, well, they've done a song together. You know, it should be the right song at the right time. And it should be a business move at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. MK Macky 2, thank you so much for coming through and having a chat with us.
Thanks for having me, man. It's always a blessing.
All right, so look out for his music video, I Declare, right here on Diamond TV, and keep requesting for it on the Diamond Top 10 if you want to see it stay on the charts and keep on topping. So you have more On the Table. Stick around.